Let's
Yeah,
talk about a bad one.
a terrible signing. I mean, not a
Darnell.
terrible player. Darnell Nurse, right?
That's what's so effed up about it. It's like he's such a good player, but the contract is so bad. We have to talk about it negatively, and that's the Darnell Nurse contract in Edmonton. They signed him. Here's the weird thing too. He still had a full year of being signed, and they decided to sign him this
Oh,
summer. That's
really?
odd to me. Yeah, they did the same thing with Verhaeghe in Florida. I don't know
Oh,
why they do that. That's kind of weird. Maybe they just don't want to potentially lose
lose
him.
him? Probably to secure him there, right?
But
And
but yeah, Darnell Nurse for 9.25 million until 29-30.
uh, that's gonna hurt them, man. That's just the Edmonton Oilers. That's how they sign their players, and for 8 years. I mean,
I I
okay,
don't get it.
here I think Darnell Nurse is an amazing defenseman. Probably like not one of the best in the NHL, but like a great solid defenseman like any team would love to have.
Yeah.
He's up there. Like he's not like on the bottom. Like I say he's top 20. Um,
Yeah.
he's a guy that likes to fight. He's a guy. I mean, not likes to fight, but he'll stick up for his teammates. He'll stick up for McDavid. I think that's maybe what they're thinking about too.
It's
Having a guy
tough.
that can kick someone's ass for going after McDavid, right? And no one's gonna go after them if you have Darnell Nurse after you, right? But I think yeah, an 8-year deal, perfect. You lock him up for 8 years. I think he's a great player to have for the rest of your what you're trying to build there in Edmonton. But for
Yeah.
9 million, look how many other players could you've gotten with $9 million. You could have gotten Darnell Nurse on a cheap contract, and they would have won championships. But now you wasted so much money. I'm not trying to harp on Darnell Nurse, but you spent so much money on Darnell Nurse, and I just don't think he's
Uh
no Cale Makar, he's no Quinn Hughes. Like you just gotta compare the two, and they're gonna be around $9 million, right? Zach Wierenski, like you just can't. Like I thought Seth Jones was overpaid, and now you see
yeah.
him, right?
Seth Jones. I don't know, dude. Maybe. I think a big part of this signing is because of Seth Jones. I think Darnell Nurse's agent sees Seth Jones's contract, and Darnell Nurse had a better season than Seth Jones, and then he says, "Well, why doesn't Darnell Nurse get that money?" And they used it as leverage, right?
Probably
I
you
mean,
set the
defensemen
bar
got
for it, right?
heavily overpaid, dude. Defensemen got
Yeah,
heavily overpaid this offseason.
yeah,
And this contributes to it, right? Because the agent was probably like, well, look at the guys who got signed this offseason for this amount of money, and Darnell played better than them. But where it doesn't make sense for me is Darnell still had another year of his contract. So like, why not wait the year and hope that prices of defensemen come down?
and it would have. I think it would have. But you see a guy like Adam Pellick, that's his name, right?
Yeah.
On the Islanders signed an 8-year deal, but $5 million, which I think Darnell Nurse should have like $5 million. That was a good price.
And,
Five or
and
six.
everybody's hyping up Pellick, dude. Everybody's hyping up Pellick. It's not like he's this hidden gem. Like everybody
No.
knows how good Pellick is, right?
Yep.
So it's just a crazy contract. It's just the Oilers going top heavy again.
Yep.
And then, they compound this problem by trading for Duncan Keith, which they have now for 2 years. And then they signed Cody Ceci for $3.25 million,
What was that?
who had a bounce back season, but like, why are you 4 years to
No.
bet on Cody Ceci? And like, he's coming from a good system in Pittsburgh.
To
And
an
like the
Oilers
Oilers
team.
system has been known to not be good. Like, so he's going to be 3.25. And what if he recedes back into, Toronto Maple Leafs Cody Ceci, which was problematic. And now you're stuck with it for 4 years at
Garbage.
3.25. That's so bad. Like the Oilers, like they keep doing things, and I say that's got to be the last dumb thing they move, and then they find cap space to do more dumb shit. Like the Warren Fogle trade is good. Okay,
Yeah.
the Zach Hyman signing is pretty good. You
Mediocre,
hope that he
yeah.
can. Yeah, like I don't know, he's gonna play with McDavid probably. So like,
Yeah.
you're gonna bet that that's pretty much a guarantee. I mean, you get Nugent Hopkins to take a discount. I mean, good for you.
That was good.
But-
That was a good contract.
It
Right.
was, but like, I don't know, dude. Like the defense for me was never the issue with Edmonton. It's always been forward depth, and they
Yeah.
addressed that with Fogle and Hyman.
Zach Hyman.
But
yeah.
I don't know why you need to move out. I don't know why you need to bring in Duncan Keith. Like, that makes no sense to me. This Darnell Nurse contract wouldn't be as bad if they didn't have Duncan Keith on the roster for 2
Well,
years. I
yeah.
don't know why you need to sign Cody Cece for 4 seasons at 3.
Well, it would have made sense if they retained some of Duncan Keith's contract, which everyone thought that would have happened. Wherever
Yeah.
he went to, right? Like they were thinking
Yeah.
maybe retain his contract. He's still got 5.8, maybe it was on his contract, something like that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Their top 4 is good, dude. Like, it's Nurse, Barry, Clefbaum, and Chris Russell. That's pretty good,
not
right?
bad. Yeah.
I don't know why you bring in Duncan Keith there.
No.
Evan Bouchard is a young guy. I don't know how ready he is. Let me pull up his stats here.
He's good.
He's a guy
But I
who
don't
could
know if he's
potentially
ready yet.
he could potentially start pushing for a spot.
Yep.
I think pretty soon.
Well, they traded Ethan
But-
Bear, which was a guy that was supposed to be on their roster, right? And Caleb
Yeah.
Jones too. Caleb Jones is gone.
Yeah. I like I think losing Ethan Bear sucks, but I like the Warren Fogle trade.
Yeah.
I think Warren Fogle for Bear is fair. That's a fair trade. But I don't think Keith is the move here. And like I said, dude, this Darnell Nurse contract is just going top heavy again. It's just going to handcuff you when you need that cap space to
Dude,
get some depth to.
It's gonna hurt them. It's gonna hurt them bad. Like if they wanted a top, like think about it. Like next year, I wonder. Like I don't know who the top free agents are, but there's obviously gonna be a nice winger there. Like why wouldn't you go after a winger that play with McDavid? Nope, McDavid has no one to play with. Yeah, you got Hyman. I love Hyman. I'm the biggest fan of Hyman. But for 7 years for Hyman, like their contracts just don't make sense to me. I don't know where Ken
Yeah.
Holland gets these from. And it's
Yamamoto's also an RFA.
well, I think I like him. I like Yamamoto, even though how hard it is to say his name. But
Yamamoto.
Yamamoto. I just feel like I don't say it right still. But like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what's wrong with them. I mean, it's funny because they've had so many different GMs, but they both sign players the same. They both trade the same. I don't get it. Maybe it's like the ownership
I thought
telling.
Ken Holland was supposed to be a mastermind.
He
Like,
was in
wasn't-
Detroit, man.
Wasn't he supposed to be a mastermind in Detroit?
Yeah.
And now he comes in to replace Chiarelli, and it's like he's reading what to do out of Chiarelli's notebook that he left behind. He's like, "Oh, that's a good idea." It's like, no, Keith, Chiarelli contract's bad. Okay, remember Detroit? Think about Detroit
Yeah.
real hard, Ken. All right, you did good things there.